In New York City, over 300 residents that live in here that celebrate Diwali as their most important holidays. Hindus, Jain, Sikh, they all celebrate this holiday. Although they all have a different historical background, but it has a common theme. The victory of light over darkness, knowledge over ignorance, and good over evil. So there is no other better holiday that we can celebrate.
We have holidays that recognize holy days of many religions in this city. We have Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we have Eid, we have the Lunar New Year festival as well. And now it is time for, I think you meant to say over 300,000 people.
Yes.
300,000 people, many of whom live, work, and go to school in my district, and you'll hear from the other elected officials, to be able to celebrate Diwali without having to worry about losing a day of school. This is a teachable moment for our communities. As Dilip Nauth said, Diwali has become an American holiday. Over the past few years, this is more and more. We had a wonderful council celebration this week. The borough president celebrated, hundreds and hundreds of people were there. We filled the balcony at City Hall under the sponsorship of our speaker, Corey Johnson. The one thing that we haven't done yet, though, is make it a holiday for our school children. So we are here today, once again, and we're going to continue this message until we get what we want, to tell the mayor, Mayor de Blasio, it is time that Diwali become a New York City school holiday. Just think of all the educating we can do when the forces of light overcome the forces of darkness. So thank you all for being here today, and thank you, Doctor, for organizing this for us.
Everyone there, look, we're at the beautiful in front of the Divine Light Awakening Center. What perfect symbolism when we're talking about light over darkness. Thank you, Dilip. Thank you to the council members and the spiritual leaders. This is really simple. We just heard from our children. In the time that we are living in, where there is so much divisiveness, so much scared energy in the world, here is a holiday that comes, embraces everyone, celebrates the good over the dark, the light over evil, and wants to include all to celebrate a beautiful holiday. This is the type of need that we have in our public schools. If our children can explain to the other children in school why they're off today or tomorrow, the other children will learn about Diwali, just like they learned about all the other major holidays. That's why it's so important, not to just be home, but to put this day on the calendar to show everyone why it's so important and to learn. And when we learn everyone's culture and their faith and their belief and the good that's in the world, then the light will take over from the darkness, right? That is exactly what we want. That's why we in the council are fighting for this. I know that David's fighting up in Albany. So God bless every one of you. We want Diwali as a holiday. We want our children to spread this word and message to everyone on this beautiful, beautiful day. God bless everyone. Thank you.
I'm so glad to be here with you all. And as both of my colleagues have said, this is a simple ask. This is an ask that can be a win for all of us in New York City. We are the most diverse city in the world. And our school system should reflect that inclusiveness and that diversity. And making sure that we recognize Diwali in our city schools, the 300,000 residents of New York City who celebrate Diwali, and allowed to understand. I mean, I have a son in the public school system. So to make sure that all of our students, as Paul said, understand that inclusivity and the diversity that we have and the victory over light, over darkness that Diwali represents is so, so very important. It can be a victory for all of our children in our schools. So for us to get this, for not only for those who celebrate Diwali, but for all of our students, is something that has to happen. Something our mayor should make happen immediately. And we should come back here next year to celebrate that holiday, that victory for all of us. And I'm proud to stand with Dilip and all these great leaders at NAVA to ensure that next year we'll be here to celebrate. Thank you.
Listen, this is a no-brainer. We need to make sure we are celebrating diversity, especially in the most diverse city in the world, New York City. And when we talk and we see what's going on around the country, we know what Diwali represents, and that is light over darkness. What better way to make sure that we are truly embodying that as a city and as a country by celebrating and ensuring that we have a holiday on the map that represents the community that is here today. So I wanted to be here to lend my support to make sure that you know that I and my colleagues in the council, Barry and Paul and Costa, well, certainly I believe we have a resolution on this already, and I'll be looking forward to passing that resolution in the city council with my colleagues to make sure that DOE and others certainly are on board. So thank you so much for having us today. I'm glad to be on time. Thank you.
I was in the city council for 8 years. I sponsored the original bill along with former councilman John Liu, who now soon to be state senator John Liu, to suspend alternate side parking on Diwali. We did the first bill back in 2002. So that just showed the recognition, you know, that's the ultimate recognition in New York City. It doesn't have a huge, tremendous impact, but it's very symbolic because it shows the importance of the Hindu, Jain, and Sikh community who celebrate Diwali. And Councilman Grodenchik and I are both Jewish, and we celebrate Hanukkah, and there's a lot of themes that go across Diwali and Hanukkah. You know, Hanukkah is called the Festival of Lights. It symbolizes as well, you know, the triumph of good over evil, lightness over darkness, and it is such a great theme that really transcends all religion. In New York City, which is the most diverse, and Queens County especially, the most diverse county in the world, but New York City is the most diverse city in the world, it's so important that we recognize our diversity and recognize this holiday celebrated by so many New York City children. No one should have to choose between observing their religion and going to school, or missing a day of school, or missing a test, you know, which often happens as well.
I'm proud to be here standing with you. I'm proud to have been a supporter of this Diwali legislation since I've made it to the Senate. I hope to be in the majority next year so we can make sure that it has a chance to actually be heard for the first time, because even though Assemblymember Weprin and I have sponsored the bill in the legislature, the Senate Republicans have refused to allow the bill to be heard. I hope that you will be able to come up to Albany to work with us to lobby other members to show the importance of it, that we can bring people from all over the state, because our bill is a statewide bill to make sure that the Diwali holiday is a New York State holiday, and as it should be. With your work and your efforts and your time and your passion, we can all work together to make this happen as part of this legislative year. And I just want to thank you for your efforts to date. I want to encourage you to increase your efforts, because even though we'll be in the majority, as you know, the mayor has said he doesn't want to do any other holidays. So we're going to have to make a concerted effort to convince our fellow colleagues in both sets of the legislatures and work on the mayor as well to make sure that Diwali is a holiday that's respected in New York City schools and throughout New York State. Thank you very much.